When you're making art, vibe is the most important aspect of the art making process and your artistic output. Let me explain. When you're working in an office, a lot can be said about how it's set up. Cubicles, overhead fluorescent lighting, boring carpets, lack of natural light. These are all very common surroundings in a place where there's work to be done, where it's business, and the order of the day is to leave your personal life at the door. And you wonder why people hate their jobs. With creative spaces, luckily, it's an entirely different scenario. Generally, if you're an artist, you get control of your space. You pick out the furniture, the lighting, the tools you use. If they're not working, you can get rid of them or resell them. You go through iterations and iterations to get it right. And you should. Some people do their best work in hotel rooms. There's something about that austere space, the standardization of the furniture, the uninteresting pictures on the walls, and availability of room service. Personally, I'm not inspired by this. I enjoy a space with some personality that says something about who I am and what kind of art I'm making. As such, I'm not into huge, airy creative spaces, but I do like having a decent amount of natural light. The color scheme matters a lot. Can you guess what my preferred color scheme is? At night, the lighting and the color of the lighting is critically important. Some artists light candles and burn incense. Some work in almost complete darkness with only the light from the computer screen. In my last space, I had a strip of LEDs that ran around the room and threw a blue wash of light up onto the ceiling, coupled with multiple incandescent light sources. Even during the day, it looked rad. I loved it. You have to do this for your art and for yourself because you don't realize how little things that aren't right in your space can subconsciously affect your stress levels and in turn your art. My wife and I moved about a year and a half ago after 16 years in our previous home. In our new house, every time we made a minor improvement, from installing a bulletin board full of pictures of friends and family in the kitchen to fixing half-broken plastic light switches and faucet handles, our stress levels noticeably plummeted. We would look at each other and be shocked about how much better the day flowed with each of those very minor upgrades. For my music studio specifically, I've sold so much equipment on eBay because I didn't like having it in my space, no matter how well it was built or how many things it could do. If it wasn't my vibe, it had to go. Last year, I tweaked the design of my custom desk here to better fit my current equipment, and for months afterwards, I had these exposed sections of unpainted, unfinished wood. Eventually, this bothered me so much that I had to stop working, take the whole thing outside, and douse it with glossy black spray paint. When I brought it back inside, the impact on my creativity was immediately obvious. Things in your space that are not your vibe are unconsciously causing you stress. That keyboard that's a weird color that you bought and you've never quite liked, get rid of it. The chair that's hitting the backs of your legs in the wrong spot and putting your feet to sleep is wrecking your flow. Get rid of it. It matters to the creative process and to your well-being. If you're sitting in a space creating and things just don't seem to be flowing, and every time you sit down, you have a feeling of dread, it might be that you need to make a few tweaks or do a complete overhaul before you can continue. Do yourself a favor, get a notebook out and look around at the items in your creative space. All the things in the room, the lighting, the furniture, your computer monitor. Ask yourself if it seems like it's contributing properly to the process of creating. How are the ear pads looking on your headphones? When was the last time you cleaned your mouse or keyboard? Make it binary, working or not. Take the time to become aware of your surroundings and how they're affecting you. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. You may just need to use a little WD-40 on your chair to stop it from squeaking every time you adjust your position. This is self-care. This is gonna make your life better. This is gonna make your art better. By embracing your vibe to the fullest, you will lower your stress. Thanks for watching. See you next time.